Oh. Oh. Mae West. Oh. We can't do a show without Mae West, and she can't do a show without us either. How's it going, everybody? How's it going, America? All my fans out there in the computer world. It's me again, America's top cult sensation, Small G Gay. Nothing stopping me. I was going to talk about Mae West, but you know everything already. So instead, I think I'll talk about Rick Santorum and sodomy. I wish I remembered what sodomy was. Oh, the lights went out there for a second. I'm a middle-aged man. I don't run around in those gay packs. Speaking of running around in gay packs. No, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. What else was I saying? Rick Santorum and sodomy. Rick Santorum and Newt Gingrich apparently have made a couple of gaffes, racial gaffes in the past couple of days, or what are being perceived as racial gaffes or whatever. And Rick Santorum has a lot of sodomy baggage. Gucci. And what are you going to do? Frankly, personally, I think Rick Santorum is incredibly politically correct. And didn't he sit on that board that runs the Pride Institute or one of those homosexual pride groups? And he signed that thing, that non-discrimination for hiring based on sexual orientation and gender identity. He's done so much damage control on his initial, my social con listeners, you might want to cover your ears, because Rick Santorum famously compared gay sex to man-on-dog sex, which was inflammatory quite naturally to many gay people. As a sympathizer of Christian conservatives, and I understand where they're coming from, and I really wish to God they would work on their messaging, because they get a little hysterical sometimes when the talk turns to gays. But as a sympathizer of social conservatives, I was very pleased that it's obvious that Rick has worked on his messaging, and that he has apologized for his harsh and hurtful language. He's apologized for hurting people with his harsh language. And I would really appreciate if the social conservatives... I've learned to understand something about social conservatism. A lot of other people could, if it were delivered in a positive way, a non-derogatory way. It only hurts your cause when you're going to say that that someone's the equivalent of someone having sex with a dog. It doesn't help matters. So I'm sympathetic to that issue, and I'm sympathetic to Santorum. But here's the other deal, I mean, it's just like Newt and the wives. It's their baby. You're going to have to deal with it. And they know that they were going to have to deal with it, and they're going to have to deal with it. There's no getting around it. They're going to have to deal with it. And the gays will go full throttle against Santorum. They will go full throttle. And that's to be expected, frankly. You can't use that kind of inflammatory speech and expect it to not go. In some ways, I think that I hate to defend the gay liberals, but some of the people that they really dislike, like the Rick Santorums and the Michelle Bachfords, those people kind of have it coming, because it's not like they just are following Christ's teachings. They've kind of gone out there and they've said a few things that could offend people. So that's the way it goes. If you've offended people, people have the right to say that they're offended, And I'm not afraid. I'm not like these liberals who are just living in terror of a Rick Santorum administration. Far from it. And I don't like the homocons that just want Mitt Romney based on the fact that they think he's going to give them gay marriage. I don't like that. I don't like it one bit. Whatever. I just think that Santorum's whiny. A lot of people are worried that he's a theocrat. I don't like that. I'm against it. But at this point, I don't think the economy could take it. I think Gingrich is better. I am worried about Gingrich's. I think Gingrich is so much more intelligent than anyone's giving him credit for. I think this whole thing, it's almost like Gingrich is transforming into one of the Fox characters. But I think that he's setting this whole thing up. See, he got Romney. We're just changing the subject a little bit here. He got the Romney super PAC to spend a lot of money in Iowa, and he drained some of that money off of them. And now they're saying Santorum. This is breaking. Kyle, of course, broke it to me. Kyle is faster than anything. Hello, Kyle, darling Kyle. He's going to be in New York tomorrow, you guys. Maybe we'll vlog together tomorrow night. Would that be fun? I'm going to watch my first debate, hopefully, with Kyle. Crossing my fingers. That would be fabulous on Saturday. And I don't know if he's going to be on the show or not Saturday. He has to travel a lot right now. I want him on the show. There's another debate. But yeah, so Gingrich makes it look like that he's the victim, and then he turns around and now he's acting all like Ann Coulter on everybody's ass. Speaking of sodomy fans, Ann Coulter. So, anyway, I don't know what to tell you. I just kind of find it funny how the media and their negative branding of Newt has gone from he's so passive to he's evil incarnate. I think they were comparing him to a serial killer today on Laura Ingraham. Laura wasn't, but some of her guests were. Laura's kind of pro-Newt right now, which is a relief. But, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? We'll see what happens with old Newty boy. There was something that he said that I didn't agree with, but I forgot what it was. So yeah, I think Newt will be better than Santorum. I've been saying Santorum would be a great VP. On the other hand, it will make the gay issue the subject of the year again, and I cannot stand when that happens. Well, what are you going to do? Amateurishness. I am pro-amateur. When I first came on the scene, I declared myself an amateur pundit. Some people, especially some of my newer viewers, probably don't know. I have no aspirations of becoming some kind of Fox News creature, although I'm friends with a couple. I have no plans to become that kind of being. My inspiration was not that type of personality. My inspiration was always James O'Keefe and Andrew Breitbart. And I've always wanted to bring to my vlogs and my tweets that kind of authentic voice, and not authentic like yuppies are on vacation. Like, we found an incredibly authentic restaurant. Not that kind of authentic, like real, and what people really say and what I really think. Not mitigated by careerism, not mitigated by any of those other factors. And so I really say it how I think it. And some people get frightened by that. But I feel like O'Keefe, we have the technology and nobody else is doing it. And there's nothing they can do to stop it. It seems like the more outrageous I am, the more popular I become. So, let the good times roll. And the other thing I love, I've been thinking about moving back to the Midwest. It doesn't matter where you live anymore. It's not like God, I hope I get it. I hope I get it. How many dentists does he need? It's not like that anymore. You can go anywhere. You can do what you want to do. So anyway, those are some of my thoughts tonight for what they're worth. Mae West. She was that Mae West. She was quite a character, and I just want to say a few things about Mae West because I've read a lot about her. Did you guys know that her whole act was camp, intentional camp? That she wasn't trying to be sexy? That Mae West was kind of like Austin Powers or that 70s show. It was like a campy retro act. It was retro. Mae West was popular on stage in the 20s, and she was popular in films in the 30s. And her whole act was the gay 90s. And it was a send-up of the fashions of that era, the social mores, the culture, and it was a parody of the gay 90s. That's what she did. That was her era that she really rocked. And she was never considered sexy, and her body was always very full-figured, and she was not a sex symbol. People don't quite get that. It was campy. At the time, the sex symbols were very thin, waifish women in the 20s, the flapper look, and that continued into the Depression era. Jean Harlow was the sex symbol. Mae West was funny, and she had the full Rubenesque figure of a gay 90s girl, and it was part of her provocative costuming and sexual confidence was a joke. I decided to share that with you. She's much more nuanced than people think she is now. Although I think now there's been so much feminist stuff about her. Whatever, she's funny. She's funny. What can you do? All right, I'm out of time already. I'll talk to you later, America, and we're going to try to vlog. I'm going to try to vlog with Kyle tomorrow. We'll see what happens. And there is a show Saturday, to be continued, with a chat room. An incredible chat room that's free. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.